All right, we are going live for the Expat Woman Virtual Summit closing call. Thank you everyone who's been part of this summit for the last 3 days. My name is Nyna Caputi. I'm the founder and organizer of the Expat Woman Virtual Summit and also the founder and CEO of the Expat Woman. And what an amazing 3 days it's been. We've had 18 incredible speakers share expertise, wisdom, insights, tips. I'm excited to have a few of them join me today on stage, and we've had also amazing guests who have been so active in the Facebook group. And we have Maria joining us all the way from Amman. She won the prize yesterday. I posted in our Facebook group, the Summit Facebook group, who wants to be on the live with us in the hot seat. And Maria was brave enough to say yes, and I love it. So Maria gets that opportunity. But if you're joining us in the Facebook live right now, or you're watching it later, feel free to ask questions. I will keep this Facebook group open for maybe another week. I'll tell you the exact date in the Facebook group because I usually archive it and then I open it again for the next summit. So I did want to announce that I love this experience so much with hosting the summit. A lot of the credit goes to my speakers and my guests for making this so much fun. I think it's just one of my zones of genius. I really love hosting events. And so as much my house right now, it looks like a tornado has hit it. My kids have been eating like frozen TV dinners so I told them mommy's coming back tomorrow. So but I've really enjoyed the experience, and because I've seen also the input from our speakers and from our guests, I've decided to host it yearly. But next year I'm going to try doing it 2 times, once during International Women's Day, which is March 8th, and then again in November, which is this anniversary of the founding of the Expat Woman. So one of the things I'm going to ask everyone to do, and I'll share a link, is to give me feedback. Like I have a survey on what kind of topics you want covered, etc. So I will share the link to the survey under this chat, and I'll also share it in the email I send. So and also for the speakers, I'm going to also ask the speakers, if you want feedback on your presentation or anything else, you can also ask people to give you feedback, because I know all of you are like speakers, professional speakers, and you might want to know what's something that I could improve, or what kind of workshops can I host. So I want the speakers also to get as much out of this as possible. And so, but if there are any guests watching, and speakers, I'm always happy to bring people back again to speak, because I know all of you are experts on so many topics in your niche. So just want to let you know, the next summit will be March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It will end on International Women's Day. Again, will follow the same format. So with that being said, today's the last day. Today's topics are focused on careers and job search. Oh, and I see Nazneen has joined us. So thank you so much. If you're joining us, let us know in the comments. I know Nazneen virtually, and I'm so glad you're joining us. So let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. And also, if you have any questions, you can, because we can't bring you on stage, so you can ask your questions in the comments, and we'll get to them. So with that being said, the summit ends today. The workshops, presentations are available the last days till tomorrow. If you want to watch them again, you missed some of the earlier ones, I just want to quickly share about the Expat Women Summit upgrade. So you get 1 year's access to all our speakers' presentations, because there was so much wisdom and knowledge shared. Sometimes it's hard to get it all the first time. Like, I listen to podcasts and sometimes I watch videos and read books again because they're like so brilliant, and I feel like I've missed something. And all of you in the 20 or 25 minutes just dropped so much gold. So I'm encouraging people to get the summit upgrade if you haven't, so you can rewatch them. So let me share this very quick. And I know Nazneen, you have it. Nazneen actually bought the all access pass even before the summit started, because she was like, I know I'm not going to have the time to watch every presentation. So even before the summit started and she had listened to the speaker's presentation, she was like, I'm going to buy it. So anyway, let me quickly share, let me see if I can share this. I've never shared the screen from Streamer. And in the meantime, the speakers, if you want to just jump into the chat, you can open a Facebook tab and just, if you want to share anything, go ahead and use this. And Patrina's joined us from Zanzibar. Very cool. Okay, so speakers, while I'm pulling out my screen, feel free to jump into the Facebook chat and introduce yourself, or if there's anything you want the guest to ask, go ahead and do that while I share my screen. And Maria, think about the questions you're going to ask us too, and same thing with the guests. Okay. Okay, just want to very quickly go through. So this is the summit upgrade. Okay, so we have two kinds. It's the value is over $5,000. Some of our speakers who are on stage today have contributed to the bonuses, like a coaching business startup, 7-day program from Dominika, and then I know Andrea's providing a workshop, and I'm providing a VIP package. So yeah, so there's two. You can see there's the all access pass and the expat power pack. If you just want to watch all the presentations again for 1 year, this is it. I had to move the two exclusive virtual networking sessions to November 14th and December 12th because people are so busy watching the summit workshop presentations, they didn't want to take the time to also network. So, and hopefully some of our speakers will join. And then in the expat power pack, which has a value of over 5,000, because I will be creating a VIP podcast. So I'm dropping all the speakers, workshop presentations in there, so you can listen to it on the go. And some of the speakers have donated their slides, and I also will give you access to the previous summit that I did, Survive and Thrive. And then, the bonus content is what our speakers have shared. And we'll be also announcing some of the prizes exclusively for the Expat Power Pack holders. And so these are some of the things. I'll share the link in the comments of this Facebook Live, but it's Summit Upgrade. If you're watching this on YouTube or on the Expat Woman LinkedIn page and haven't joined the summit, to get access to the workshop, you have to register. You can still register, and you can get this. Either you can register for the free ticket, or you can go straight to the summit upgrade and get all these exciting goodies. So this is, these are and it's the expatwoman.com summit upgrade. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. You guys can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen? Okay, so now let me stop screen share. Okay, and before I move further, I want to give a shout out to we had sponsors for this summit. They were called Friends of the Expat Summit sponsors. So Dominika from DM Coaching was one of them. Thank you so much, Dominika, for sponsoring the Expat Woman Summit. And then we also had Aneri Desai Patel and Diane Najim from PhotoPad for Business supporting us. So we appreciate it, because putting on a free summit is expensive. There's a lot of admin. I had to hire VAs for my website and create graphics, and a lot of my time as well. So appreciate your support. And with that, I am going to have each of my speakers, and I'll call you out. I'll have each of my speakers introduce yourself again briefly. I know everyone knows you, but it's, again, because this is also streaming on YouTube and the Expat Woman LinkedIn page, which has over 2,000 followers. The Expat YouTube channel has 500 plus. I want this to live on after the summit, because you made the time to speak at the summit and you're making the time now to be on this live. And I want my speakers to leave this summit with having made some new connections, people knowing how amazing you are, how knowledgeable you are in your area of expertise. So let's go ahead and have Dominika go first.
Yes, excuse me. It's excitement. Yeah, congratulations, Nyna, for 10 years and for organizing this fantastic summit. It was a pleasure to be one of the guest speakers. So, as you probably know, my name is Dominika Miernik, and I am an expat and career coach. And my topic was how to become an expat coach. I have been coaching expats for about 10 years now, mainly expat women, and helping them to create a fulfilling career or business around their international lifestyle. I am working both with individuals and also expat support organization. And I am an expat as well. I have been living abroad for more than 20 years now. I started as an expat student in Italy, Then I moved to the UK as expat partner and expat career. Then I was a repat in Italy, and now I am enjoying a laptop, let's say digital nomad lifestyle or flexpact lifestyle. And I have been living this expat lifestyle now, flexpack lifestyle now for about 3 years or 4 years. So this is about me.
Wonderful. And Dominika, do you have any takeaway or anything that you didn't share yesterday in your presentation, or a question for the group? If anyone has a question, they can, for Dominika, about being an expat coach, you can type it in now or later if you're watching the recording.
Yeah. So maybe the takeaway that I have, like based on my experience running a business, that it takes time. So it takes time, and sometimes you can feel demotivated, but take your steps, take your actions, connect with people, share your story, what you are doing, and think about if you are thinking about becoming an expat coach or even a coach. So the question that you can ask yourself is, how do you want to serve people? Like, wake up every day and ask yourself, how can you support your community? What you can do for your potential clients. So this is my takeaway. Take small steps every day. And yeah, if you have any questions, I am here.
Thank you so much, Dominika. Wonderful. Yeah, so go ahead if you have questions, type them in the chat box. Also, if you're joining us live or later, let us know where you're calling in from. Okay, thank you. All right, next we have Adriel Roberts. Go ahead, Ed.
Hello, everybody. Nyna, thank you again for organizing this amazing event. So just an introduction, I'm Adriel. I'm a clinical therapist originally from Michigan, United States, and I currently live in Valencia, Spain. So obviously my specialty is mental health. It's something that I am incredibly passionate about. And since becoming an expat myself, I realized how much and how vital mental health is within the expat community. And so I've dedicated myself and my career to helping other expats like all of us in order to empower and uplift one another, because when we aren't at our best mentally, it really starts to affect our lives. So whether we are entrepreneurs or we're mothers or we're sisters or daughters or friends, it just affects us in such a wide variety. And so it's really been amazing to work with individual expats and help one another uplift, empower, and learn how to manage and maintain their mental health. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Adriel, and appreciate what you do, because I know that's such a big issue for so many expats. I think also for some of us that come from countries where talk about mental health is taboo, it's even harder to actually acknowledge that you're suffering from mental health. So, it's great that we had this, your presentation, and people realize it's okay, and that there is someone to help you. So hopefully people will reach out to you. And again, if you have questions, please ask Adriel. Next, we have Iliana Quinonez.
Thank you very much, Nyna. And again, thank you for putting this summit together. There have been really great interaction also in the Facebook group. So thank you for everyone who participates. Iliana Quinonez. So I'm the founder and CEO of a company called IQ Accelerate. Our aim is really to provide a couple of things. One is startup advising services. So if any of you are starting a business, especially here in the Bay Area, in Silicon Valley, in the US in general, and want to know more about what it takes and what's the startup ecosystem, let me know. But I'm also a certified executive coach and career coach, so specializing in women leaders and underrepresented minorities. So any questions on that side, feel free also to connect with me. For the summit, I did an intentional networking session. So thank you to all of you who have actually listened to that recording. And as always, if there are any questions on the content, you want to go deeper into any of the topics, just feel free to let me know. Nyna, I will be announcing the winner of the coaching session, the one-on-one coaching session tomorrow morning. So there's still time if you want to get that. So the only thing you need to do is just email me at iliana@iqaccelerate.io. Let me know what is it that you like the most about the recording and what you want to do or what topic you want to address during the coaching session. And we'll go from there. I select the winner and announce it tomorrow in our Facebook group.
Wonderful. Thanks, Iliana.
Mm-hmm. Thank you
Sorry,
very
you
much.
wanted to say something else? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, just to say I'm in San Francisco, but originally from Mexico City.
Wonderful. And Iliana, share your email and what you just said in the comments so people know and what time and how and when you'll be announcing the winner. And Dominika, I think you were doing a giveaway too, right? If you are, just maybe share it in the comments, just what it is, how, when, and yeah, and Ariel, I'm not sure, but if you, I know you had offered. I know when you did the opening call, you did mention, right, at 30 minutes. Did people reach out to you, Ariel?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention it. I'm having issues with the chat, so I'm not able to.
Oh, you know what we can do,
but...
Ariel? Yeah, don't worry about it now. When we're done, go to the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and add it in the comments. Because sometimes it may be hard to do it right now. So this is streaming. So yeah, but did anyone reach out to you? Because I know you met at the opening call, you did tell people, right? Yeah. And
yep. Yeah. So the exact same as Iliana. My email is ariel@globaltransitions.co. So if you have any questions or concerns about the presentation, please let me know via email, and then follow me on Insta at the Expat Therapist. So
awesome. And I'm sorry, I've been mispronouncing your name. Ariel sounds even more beautiful. So sorry about that. But yeah, just what you said, if you can just share that in the comments after we're done, because it was a lot, and not everyone processes. And you have a question, any tips on combating a seasonal disorder? We are currently in the rainy season for the next 3 months. I'm okay, but my partner is starting to get the blues. Would you mind addressing that question, please, Ariel?
Sure. Yeah. So seasonal disorder is definitely a very common thing. If you and or your partner are not already seeing a therapist, that could obviously be a great outlet. But normally what I would do with a client in this situation is I would come up with a list of things that typically bring me positive feelings. So feelings of excitement or joy. And I would actively work to do something on a regular basis. So making sure that I'm exposing myself to an environment that allows me to have positive emotions and feelings. I would also definitely recommend doing some internal connecting. And so you can do this through mindfulness or meditation or yoga, really connecting with your internal self and really just trying to figure out what's going on within you that's eliciting this negativity that's coming out during this season, right? There might be an emotional or traumatic trigger here that might be worth exploring. Furthermore, I think that this would be a great thing to do with a mental health professional, but there's just a couple of tips that you can do there on the spot.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ariel. And whoever asked that question, you should definitely enter to win that giveaway from Ariel and maybe see what it's like working with her. Yeah. And Nazneen, we'll come back to your question. I'll just have Andrea introduce herself. I'll have Maria on the hot seat. So Nazneen, stay, and then Ariel will answer your question. We'll come back to you, Ariel and Nazneen. Thank you. Okay. So Andrea, go ahead and introduce yourself and any tip or takeaway you want to share with folks. And if you have a giveaway, you can mention that as well. Thank you.
Okay. And first of all, Nyna, thank you so much for everything you've done. This has been absolutely amazing. And I think everybody can agree that your hard work has just been really paid off. And it's wonderful to be a part of this. So, and so for everybody else who doesn't know me, my name is Andrea Hunt, and I'm the founder of Living Deliberately Today, personal empowerment coaching for a better life. I'm originally from Minnesota, but I've been an expat digital nomad off and on for the last 25 years. Oh. I'm now based in Munich, Germany. And before that, I was in China, and I've also lived in Italy and Argentina and the UK. So much of other places. So I help expats to thrive and recreate and also sometimes rebuild their life abroad. And I do this in two main ways: with transformational coaching, which is good for finding clarity, purpose, empowerment, really finding out, where are your blocks? Are there any ways that you're holding yourself back? And then I use EFT tapping, and this is a mind-body technique. It stands for the Emotional Freedom Technique. And looks a little bit funny, but it's acupuncture points that are on the face. And as you tap them, it actually it calms your nervous system and lowers cortisol. And it's a really great mind-body technique for a variety of things. And what I help use it for, my clients are like emotional health. It's really great for stress, anxiety, anger, anything that kind of comes up that you maybe don't know how to calm your emotions during that time. And sometimes people can struggle with, meditation or sitting still when they're in that emotional state. And EFT is a really great way to ground yourself very quickly. And the other thing that I use it for is confidence blocks, things like, fears. A lot of times when we're expats, there are a lot of really amazing things about living abroad. But let's be honest, there's also a lot of challenges as well. So it's good to be able to tap on those fears so that you can put a more positive and empowering belief on top. So my main takeaway is, especially, living abroad, it's important to maintain your emotional health because it can be easy to get, especially when there's a lot of things that we don't have control over in everyday life, so we can only respond to it from, just respond to it in a hopefully positive and healthy way. And we can do that by being emotionally healthy, and it helps us to be more resilient as well. And I do have a free, like a little freebie EFT book. If anybody is interested, please just let me know in the comments and I can drop that to you. If you want to know a little bit more about it, because it is kind of a buzzword in a lot of, places today, but a lot of people are like, I just don't understand how that works, but it does. So anyway, just let me know if you have any questions. Did anyone claim Andrea's giveaway? The question is, I don't know.
Nyna, you are on mute.
Okay, now I realized
Okay.
that. Yeah. Andrea, I think Nazneen wonder if anyone claimed your giveaway. Has anyone claimed it yet? I don't know what. Nazneen, I think Andrea is giving the giveaway to anyone, right, who wants your free EFT book. Am I right? Is that what?
Oh, so the free ebook, I can give that to anybody. Absolutely anybody. Yeah. It's outside of the thing, but just if you need to learn a little bit more about it. But my giveaway was like 30 minutes one-on-one tapping session. Great if you really stressed that day and you just need to really ground yourself. Maybe you're worried about something. It's a good way to calm down.
Okay. I think Nazneen was asking about that. So when we're done, Andrea, if you can share how people can win that giveaway, and also in the comments, and also how they can get your free ebook, and and again, any information, if you guys want to share website, your Instagram links, anything, just go ahead so that we can continue the conversation. Yeah, Nazneen, so Andrea is going to share in the comments how you can win that giveaway. All right, so with Nazneen, we'll come back to that question for Ariel, but now I want to introduce Maria, who's joining us all the way from Amman, Jordan, and she won the prize to be on the live with us yesterday. And so, Maria, maybe briefly introduce yourself. You have a pretty interesting expat journey as well, and I love that you've been taking notes, right, while everyone's been speaking. I love that. I see that pen flying up and down the page, and also what your questions are regarding. You can just our speakers can respond to them. So you have. I'm giving you 3 minutes.
Okay, so hi and thank you. It's a real pleasure to be on here. I'm very excited. Yes, myself and my family have just arrived to Jordan, Amman from Canada. This is my 6th international expat move, so I would class myself as a bit of a pro. Sorry, there's a little activity. Yes, and I am an avid note taker. I'm constantly taking notes and scribbling ideas. I think that's maybe how I journal and manage my own emotions when I move somewhere new, that I'm very inspired what's around me and I get very creative about the new things and the environment. I do have a pretty big question for Andrea, and I hope I'm aiming at the right person. What would be your top tips for a mom of 2 teenagers integrating into a new culture and with language barriers there as well? What would be your top advice for that?
So the way that I've always done it is through activities, classes, and meetup groups. That seems to be a really good way to kind of get out there and start meeting places. So it depends on, is this for you or your kids you're asking?
Well, I have an 11 and a 14-year-old, and they were both Isabella was born in Dubai and Avita was born in Malaysia, so they're used to being expats. I find this move from Canada now back into the Middle East is a big shift. Them, with every reward, there's always huge challenges around it, and they are handling it very well. And I do have them. They're very passionate about volleyball, so I have them in a lot of sports activities. But I think arriving to the Middle East, I think the integrating with teenagers, there's the normal barriers there. Then now they also have the language barrier and the culture barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. So is your question more related to like what could they physically do for like activities, or do you mean more kind of confidence or emotional health, like for anxiety, or
I think I'd advise them. I think 14 and 11-year-olds are emotional anyway. And then there's
Absolutely.
the anxiety, there's teenage anxieties there. So I do try to step back and look at the whole thing that is going on instead of just their individual topic right there and right now.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you can always just suggest like there's like on YouTube even, there's tons of EFT tapping videos, also the Tapping Solution app. And I think you can try it free for 2 weeks just to see, but they have ones for people of all ages. So even kids that are like 5 to 7, very simple ones, but especially like as part of like a morning routine integration, it's a really good way to center yourself and you become less emotionally reactive throughout the day to things that are happening. And it's also a good way that like if you kind of get triggered or if something happens to kind of derail you like emotionally, that you are able to recalibrate and calm yourself.
Wonderful.
Which can be helpful for kids, especially with social anxiety.
Thanks, Andrea. Does anyone else want to add to what Andrea said? Like any of the other speakers about kids, teenage kids?
Yes, I do have another question for Dominika about a career.
Yeah, 1 minute. Maria, I think Adriel was going to add something because she's a mental health therapist. So and then you can ask Dominika. Yeah.
I was just going to say that I absolutely love Andrea's response. I think that is, brilliant in itself. Looking at it from like a mental health side as well, I would make sure to create an open environment where you and your children are communicating to one another. It's really important to make sure that they feel they have that safe space to be able to tell mom what they're feeling, what they like, what they don't like, what makes them comfortable, any new things that they would like to try. And I think because you're such an experienced expat as well, it might be fun for you guys to kind of create a routine together where you guys can implement strategies or techniques that you've taken from other moves that really worked well for you and your family, and give them the opportunity to give forth input so that they feel like it's something that they also helped create. So being able to kind of, nurture that environment for them, I feel like is really important as well.
And Nyna, if I can pitch in, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nyna? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ariel, for that. I love the space and the communication. And Maria, if I just add one thing, I have 2 daughters, actually 2 teenagers, so I can relate to what you're going through. So maybe just one additional thing would be, let's think about maybe the ability to empower them. Sometimes it's really hard for teenagers and children to get included in the new environment because people are not necessarily friendly, or they may not know how to approach your daughters. But instead of waiting for that, maybe they can actually create the space, create the environment. Maybe they can put together kind of like a get together at your house, right? And invite some people from the school or some people from the club so they can get to know each other better and they can feel like it's an open invitation, right? So instead of waiting for the others to bring them in, maybe create a space where they can maybe bring some of those people into your environment. And just make it a little bit more friendly with the support that they can have from the house, right? And maybe it will require some preparation. Maybe you're reaching out to the parents of those other kids that they actually go with at school or the clubs or whatever. But I find that helpful. At least I do get some feedback from my daughters that, hey, it worked really well that I invited my friends to go get boba tea. And some people that are new that I didn't usually reach out to, they were up for it. So again, just some ideas to create that environment where they can be the ones initiating that outreach as well.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Iliana. So Maria, you had one more question for Dominika, and then Nazneen. Adriel, if you can scroll the chat, I think Nazneen had a question for you. So Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Maria.
Thank you. That was excellent feedback. Just to add to that, yes, as a family, we did a pottery class last week. We went to the climbing wall. So I'm really enjoying the reconnecting as a family and making us stronger while introducing them to different activities in the area. I think with teenagers as well, I want to find out more about what they like and direct them to those sports and activities. So that's great. So my question for Dominika, with your career coaching, do you start at the very beginning with a client before they become an expat or while they're an expat?
Yes, thank you for the question, Maria. Yes, so it depends. It's usually someone who is moving. It's a long-term expat and it's changing the country once again, or someone who is just thinking about becoming an expat and it's exploring career opportunities in the country, or passions, what she or he can do in the. So, yeah, so it depends. Yeah, at different stages. Yeah. This was your question, yeah?
Awesome. Thanks. And you can continue the conversations later in the chat, or you again. One thing I want to tell everyone who's joined us live or watching the recording, I want you to leave this summit having connected with at least 5 people. There's almost 500 people registered on the summit. I know we only have about 300 people in the Facebook group. There's also a LinkedIn event page where some people have joined LinkedIn. So you can connect in the Facebook group. You definitely connect with all the speakers. Speakers have IG and LinkedIn, and I will share another link to all the speakers, the speaker page, which has all the speakers on one page. So do leave this summit. It was virtual. The women from so many different countries. I want everyone to leave with those connections. So before we close, I'll have Adriel respond to Nazneen, and then I know people are asking questions in the comments about the giveaways. So again, I'm encouraging the speakers to share what your giveaway is, how people can win it, and what do they need to do to win it, and when you'll announce. And if you can announce it in the Facebook group when you say the time, that'll be helpful because people will then know that they have won it. And yeah, so that's it. Adriel, let's have you, because my battery is going to die and I'm at 5%. So I don't want to get up to charge it. Go ahead, Adriel.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so this is a great question, obviously, and perfect timing too, because the holidays are coming up. But so in my presentation, I gave a scenario where I created what I call a homesick kit, and it encompassed all of my favorite kind of goodies and something that connects to every sense. So sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch that reminds me of my home. And I would suggest something very similar like this during the holiday season. So this might be a great time to bring out your homesick kit or really make a connection to some of the things that you feel that you miss from home. So it might look like incorporating a dish from home and adding that to the dinner table one day, or combining your new expat destination and your home, your OG home, your OG home traditions. So maybe you make something that has like a combination of both cultures and use both of your homes and create something new. So that could be a tradition. It could be a food. It could be a conversation that you hold with people. And I would also just connect with your support system here. So whether that's someone from your OG home country or someone in your new destination country, utilizing your community and your support system is going to be vital during this time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Adriel. I want to thank all the speakers for joining me on stage, and Maria, and thank you for those watching this live. Dominika, I think you're typing the questions in the YouTube stream. So, because I keep seeing in the chat in YouTube, that's why you're not able to share anything. So when we're done, just go to the Facebook group and do it in there. Okay, and again with all the speakers. And I will continue to send messages, and I encourage you, if you haven't watched all the presentations, to do so by getting the upgrade, or today's presentations, which are on job seeking and careers, are still available tomorrow till tomorrow at 9 a.m. I also have a bonus workshop in there about how you can leverage LinkedIn strategically when you live abroad. So hopefully you can watch all those. I will be archiving this summit Facebook group and will open it again in March when I start the next summit. But in the meantime, if you want to continue being part of this expat community, I have the Expat Woman Facebook group. I will share that link as well. It's on Facebook. If you are not on Facebook, I also have a LinkedIn Expat Woman group, so you can join both those. And hopefully our speakers will also be part of those, and you can continue to tap into their expertise and also share your own. If you are an expat and you want to share your stories, your experiences, feedback, tips, that's the other thing. We would love testimonies and feedback, not just but I'm sure our speakers as well would really enjoy, getting feedback about their talks, and maybe even giving them a recommendation on LinkedIn, or like sending them an email so they can add it to their website, because all this helps us, because all of us are speakers. Some of us are professional speakers, some are planning to become professional speakers, and we also want to add value and share our expertise and help all of you. And Maria, I want to wish you the best of luck in your new journey, in your new country. Thank you for joining us on stage, and thank you for everyone in the group, and thank you amazing speakers, those on stage and those who couldn't make it because of time zones and other engagements. And let's continue this expat journey and conversation, and keep unlocking the secrets to success abroad, and really helping each other and building this global network of amazing women. Yeah, thank you, Nazneen. Yeah, thanks, Iliana. Thanks, everyone. All right, my battery is going to die, so just in time. Bye. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you, amazing summit guests and speakers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.